Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Street Yans podcast. And as usual, it's your boy Adeboy. And today, we have a full house because the topic that we want to discuss is one that requires diverse opinions. Basically, we're going to move a little bit away from our usual politics topic today to something that concerns more of a lifestyle and relationships. And joining me today, I have a couple of people here. I have Dayo Olamide, I have Emmanuel Ade, I have Afiz Agasoka. I have so two people joining us for the first time that are making their debut on the podcast. Let me start with Bukola Ewe Baju and Beatrice Isaac. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for joining me today to have this conversation. And so what we are talking about today is social media. Of course, social media. It's something that affects our lives. What we are doing right now is made possible to a large extent because of social media. And so it is something that we cannot avoid. As a matter of fact, even the government now uses social media to communicate with us, to pass information. And a lot of the news we get, I'm sure the likes of Channels TV and Co. On their regular TV stations, they don't get the amount of views they usually get anymore compared to their social media platforms. I've noticed that even on Twitter, for instance, even banks interact with their customers through social media. You can drop a message and tag your bank and say, at Zenith Bank or something, where's my money? And you get a feedback. They'll say, okay, we will send you a message in your DM. Let's talk about this and stuff. So basically, what that tells us is that social media has entered every sphere of our lives, and it has come to be something that influence our lives to a point that we cannot say we cannot do without it. But at the same time, we also must take a step back to say, okay, this thing that came all of a sudden and has become a part of our lives, how much is it changing our perceptions, our outlook on life? How much is it influencing the choices we make? And on this platform, I know that there are some of us that were in our early teenage years before social media came, and then there are some people on the, I'm not going to mention names, but they know themselves that they grew up like the social media was already a thing before they became teenagers or anything. But at the end of the day, it is still something that plays a role in our lives. So, Dayo, in your own personal experience, what was it like? How did you get on social media? Was there a point in your life where everything was normal? Maybe there was a good old days, and suddenly this thing came, and so let's start from there.
All right, thank you so much, Tommy. Like you said earlier, social media has been like a very, very useful part of our life. It has been something that we all use in our day-to-day activities. The government use it, individually we use it, business organizations, everybody in short use the internet. And I think I'm not so old though. Let me say I'm not I'm not so old. Actually, I'm not so old, but I still have a few years before the advent of internet, where we have internet on everybody's palm. You understand? So I'll say I still have a little experience of the good old days. You understand? I have a little experience of it, and I think social media is cool. But as like in life, there are also pros and cons for everything that you do. Indirectly, to me, I'll say social media has more cons than pros. That's how I feel actually.
Okay, Beatrice, do you agree with that? Considering the fact that you are a social media manager, the fact that basically social media has provided a job for you in this case, do you think there are more negatives to it, like Dario said?
For me, I think it's 50-50 because social media is very helpful in this day and age. But at the same time, I can't say it is more of negative than positive. Social media has been very helpful. And like you said, it's helpful to me and a lot of people. Like, there are lots of people that their career is social media these days. Like, everything they do is on social media. And the negative part, if I'm to talk about the negative part, for me, it's what you want to be, you'll be. If social media is what is going to make you turn out to be like however you want to be in a negative way and be influenced by the society negatively, that's on you. It's not because social media is bad that you
Hmm.
turned out the way you are. So I would just say it's 50-50.
Okay, you want to play it safe because if you say social media is totally bad, we can just say, okay, let us all get off social media and then. Okay, Bukola, you want to say something?
Yes, first of all, that subtle shade of Gen Z. I know where you want to shade us
I
name, but
did
there's no
not
problem.
mention name. Oh.
There is no problem. There is no problem. Oh, no problem. Okay, so for me personally, I'm not going to agree with the fact that social media has like more negative impact on people, right? At the end of the day, is what you want to take in that you will take in, like Beatrice as portrayed. So I'm a business person, right? And
Yeah.
I'm also a content creator. Everything I do, my life, my whole business, everything is around social media. So it is what I want to take in now. That's where the perception thing comes in, right? What are you taking in on social media? There is no, even in the world in general, there are negative things. Even if you drop your phone, there are negative things. So it depends on the kind of energy you want to absorb, right, into your
Yeah.
space. So the things you allow into your own space, that's what you become. So social media for me is amazing. It is great. I mean, I've met people that I've not met in real life, and
Mm.
I might not be able to like even meet them if not for Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook. I might not be able to like interact. So I have a community of like almost 600 people. It might not be possible on WhatsApp. It might not be possible for me to have that
If not
kind
for
of,
social media.
yeah, like that kind of number in my space, if not for social media. So social media for me is amazing.
Okay, so I'm inclined to agree with you because, fine, like I said, this platform is being hosted on social media. You will probably not even be able to think of this thing without social media and the internet. But I would like to still ask you, Bukola, how do you think the things we see? Okay, we go on Instagram and then we open, especially when it's not like you're looking for something specifically. Maybe you go to Instagram Reels, you look at one person's page. By the time you start scrolling, the algorithm of the app itself starts suggesting other things to you. Whether you like it or not, you are consuming that content. Because even if it is by a flash, a millisecond that you saw that content, one way or the other, it has registered in your mind. Do you think that those things, especially subconsciously, those things that register on our mind on social media can have, so it doesn't have to be negative now, can have a way it shapes our perception of reality? Say, for instance, you're on social media, you are seeing your mates, let me use the word balling all the time, and you are just there on your own. On Sunday, every time you hear your pastor will tell you to be patient, to pray, to hope on God. But then, as soon as you get home, you open social media, you now start asking yourself, is it not the same God I'm serving with these people? Is my own God slow? What's going on? Is it until I'm 50 years old before I can ball?
Mm.
So that's just an example. But do you think that is something that we must put into consideration when we are talking about social media generally?
Yes, I agree with you because the oppression on social media is oppressing. We cannot even lie. There are some things that you would see and you'd be like, oh my God. Even people that are younger than me, you see people like 21, 22. I'm like, see, that's why you have to be able to separate reality from social media. And also, one thing that has really helped me is the fact that I don't compare. Because if I don't compare, there's no way I want to compete it with you. And I understand that my journey is very different. And if I'm focused on something, I'm focused on it. I'm talking from my own personal experience now.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I mean, there are sometimes that I'll feel it, but then I'm very quick to say, my journey is different from this person's journey. Let me just focus on what it is that I'm doing. Do you understand? That
Yeah.
I'm doing this. So I have a way of actually filtering these things out. I'm like, okay, sometimes I just tell myself and be like, well, this thing might not even be true. God said, let's not even lie. This thing might not be the reality of this person. So let me
Yeah.
just leave it. You understand?
But do you know that? Funny enough, I was still having a conversation with someone today that anything I see on social media, my first reaction is skepticism, doubt, to say it's probably a lie. Maybe that's my own way
It's
of
probably content.
yeah, maybe that's my own way of coping with things. But then I don't just criticize it based on my assumption. The next thing I do is okay, I try to dig deeper to see, okay, is this true? What are people saying in the comment section? And I try to look at the other sides of it. Dayo, you want to say something?
Actually, I'm beginning to love this section of this podcast because there's no uniform opinion. You understand?
Yeah.
I have my own side, and everybody's picking their sides. Actually, you know, this thing is actually based on your person as an individual. You know, I'm not that kind of person that is like ready to share my life, my personal life, with the outside world. You understand?
The fear of village people.
No, not just village people. Naturally, they are introverted people.
Yeah,
You understand? So I think I fall into that category. And I believe social media has altered the reality of many. Like, let's say, have you ever seen people coming online to speak their reality, like their major reality? Most of the things that we see online are something that people filter. People come out. I think Tomimi and you spoke today. We spoke today. We
Yeah.
talked about something. We talked about maybe the reality of, because when we're talking about maybe there are some times that there won't be funds and stuff.
Yeah.
But you would not come online to say stuff like
To
that.
post it. Nobody comes to post when they are broke.
Exactly. You understand what I'm trying to say. You will not come online to post stuff like that. You will only come online whenever you post up and you flaunt it to people. And indirectly, it's altering the mind of somebody that is an onlooker. And they'll be like, oh, this guy is boiling state. You understand? So I think it has altered so many things. It has altered our real self.
Yeah. I don't know, Afis. I want to bring you in here. One thing that is constant that I noticed, even though the opinions have been a little bit different, is that when you know yourself or as an individual, your choices matter. But I'm of the opinion that in this day and age, with so much on the internet, it's even difficult to know yourself. Because whether we like it or not, there's this saying that we are a product of our environment. Even your social media environment is part of your environment now. And it is creating us in its own image to a large extent, at least to the extent to which you consume that thing. So how do you continue to remind yourself of who you truly are as a person? How do you not lose yourself on social media? How do you do it? Maybe on an individual level. How do you make sure that you take account and you remember yourself for, okay, this is what I stand for, this is what I am, or this is who I am?
Thank you. First off, the algorithms and the machine learning tools we use to program these apps, these social media applications, pushes whatever you've always been like doing, your likes, the people you follow and the like. So first off, I think that's your environment, that's your space. So I think that defines the kind of things you see, and apparently what you used to like, what you used to view, is at the end of the day what you are still going to like again. Okay, somebody I'm following, which I love his topic, I love his take on topics, and at the end of the day, the fact that I'm going to like is this thing is almost like a 95%. So for me, okay, for example, on Twitter, sometimes your notification icon, you just see something and you're not expecting anything. You see that they are bringing a topic to you. If you actually like the topic, or they suggest topics for you. So if it's topics I'm not interested in, I'm just going to say, like, don't bring this topic to me again. That's first off. So I think these steps I want to say is shaping how I have a social media brand. That is how I look on the outside, how I look on the social media platform. So
it's almost like you are censoring the algorithm yourself.
For myself. So I know, okay, this is what they are going to push to me. But when I look at this person's, when I view this person's post, and even if it is what I used to like, but I'm not feeling what the person is saying, though, there's no dislike. But I might just say I'm not interested in this topic.
Honestly, I always wish there was a dislike button on some posts.
So that's at first, censoring what I'm seeing, would at first define the kind of environment I am. So that's at first for my belief. Then secondly, before I make a comment, I hardly make comments on social media platforms, Instagram and the likes. I hardly make comments. So if I'm going to make comments, I used to I used to make sure at first it's not a topic that if you pick a side, you've already branded yourself. You know the kind of topics I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Go back to February, March. You know the kind of topics I'm talking about. So it's not as if you can't take a decision for yourself or you can't belong to a side. But there are some topics you just don't delve into, even especially if you don't have much knowledge about that subject.
About
So what I do is before I make comments on some topics, I make sure it is very subjective. That is, my opinion is my opinion. If you like, follow it. If you like, don't follow it. It is not something that
you are
don't
not
make
trying
your
to shape
findings.
other people's worldview. You are just
Yeah,
expressing
what
your own
view?
opinion.
So just express. Let me just express my opinion. If you don't accept it, there's no problem. And if I don't accept it, there's no problem. So these are the major two steps or major two ways I used to try to define my social media space. What I look, what I like, and the kind of things I comment to.
And I guess over time, the algorithm learns what you like and what it brings to
Of
you.
course,
Yeah.
of course, yeah,
Well.
yeah. That's what
Okay.
it is.
Bukola, I want to bring you in on this one. For some of us that are millennials, our journey of social media when it comes to connecting with people directly, because I want to bring it into relationships now. Started from To Go and Facebook. I know that there are some To Go OGs in the house.
Even me, I did to go now.
So
Yeah.
that's good. So I can't remember well if it was To Go that came first or Facebook, but I just know it was the two of them, and then
It
at the
was,
point,
I think it was Facebook.
so
And there
at
was
the
Eskimi at some point too.
oh yeah, that's true. There was asking me. I think there was also Badu or something, and a lot of all those.
So
Yeah,
me, hold on, please. Why are you letting these millennials drag you into their world? Have you
it's,
forgotten we did Yahoo Messenger? We
oh,
did
was
Yahoo
it?
Messenger.
Wait.
We
That's
did Netlog. Tommy,
we did
stop this now.
MySpace. That's true. There was
We
also
did
MySpace.
MySpace. We did Netlog. We did,
No, because people, the way people used to look at Gen Z, yeah, people used to look at us
No,
as if we don't know anything.
no,
no, no,
I
no,
thought
no.
Gen Z's. Maybe your own app is like Snapchat and what's it called, and TikTok.
Instagram and TikTok. Yeah.
Okay, my own Gen Z is like in the middle, sha.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
but yeah.
So where I'm going with this is that is how some of us got into social media, and that is how we started connecting with people. And even back in the day when you wanted to meet somebody, you'll be hoping that you get to meet somebody online. Even a person that is an introvert that is still finding the confidence to say hello to a girl in his neighborhood can find comfort in those apps to be able to talk to somebody that is not even in the same local government with him or with her or something. For you, how did you get on that aspect of social media that is not just about posting status or like okay for or if at all have you ever been in on the social media world of dating, trying to meet people, and what has the experience been for you?
Okay, so I did to go all those to go chat room thinking, but I think for me to go was not strangers. It was like my classmates because I think I was like 14 then and I was in secondary school, so it was not like strangers. But for strangers, yeah, I met somebody on Instagram before, like he slid into my DM and the relationship did not end well, sha. We
I thought you wanted to say and we live happily ever after.
we happily ever
Anyway.
after. We happily ever after. It did not end well. Like, yeah, it started on Instagram, and in fact, it was later that and I got to find out. So, it was not only my DM he was sliding into. He actually sent my friend a DM also. And I met up with him for a while. We were talking online, before we now finally said, okay, yeah, let's see you as far. Then I was in uni because I schooled in University of Osun State. So when I came to Lagos, as far he's a Lagos guy now, he was working and all. We shall met up, but at the end of the day, it was not a good experience for me. But I mean, I've seen stories online whereby their umbrella Nigeria. They say they met on Twitter, they met on Instagram, and it ended well for them. But for me,
Okay,
that was
but
the only
has
time
that
I
been your
tried.
only
And
experience?
yes, since
Okay.
after that time, please, oh, I'm not doing it again.
But maybe what happened was when it slid into your DM, maybe you didn't reply on time and your friend replied on time. And
Eh?
so
See, you don't even want to hear the story because it's long. That was not the case. But the my own experience with like meeting people online and but wait, if you're talking about friendship, I've met like really good people online that we have like genuine friendships, right?
Yeah.
But not relationship. Like we are very cool. Now we even talk like we know each other daily, share you get.
Yeah.
But relationship after that one time, sha, me, I not try again. But friendships, I've met people online that then we now like later hang out like in person and like we are great friendships,
Okay.
yeah. But relationship,
Okay.
I'm not doing it again.
Okay, Dayo, I'm going to. I know you want to chime in, but before you say exactly what you want to say, I want you to also put this into part of the response you give. That for the example that Buki just gave us, do you think that the fact that it was a social media connection, Instagram connection, do you think that played a role in the way it ended? Like, is there a statistic somewhere that shows or that relationships that start on social media have a maybe higher level chance of success or lower chance of success just because they started on social media?
I don't think there's an actual ratio to calculate that, and I'm not so vast in relationships online. You understand?
Yeah.
But I just think, and I've seen situations, I've seen posts on Twitter, Instagram where people met on Instagram and they lived happily ever after. You know, what works for me might not work for you. That's so I think there's a chance it might work out if you're like minds and stuff, and there's a chance it might not work out. But I just think social media has also like created an illusion of, let me say, I can meet like a vast number of people rather than just connecting to somebody that you can see physically. You understand? That's
Yeah.
giving us the chance that there are options. I can meet people online, forgetting the genuine people around you, the physical people around you that you can actually relate with, living the reality of being humans, exactly interacting. You know, I can be with you in a room actually and be using my phone,
Yeah.
and you be communicating with me, and my mind is not there.
Yeah.
You
Because you are
understand?
trying to communicate with other people somewhere
Other
else.
people online. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I think it has given us that illusion that even if this one I'm dealing with right now doesn't work, I can meet
Someone
anybody
else.
online. There's always somebody finer online. There's always somebody slimmer online. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
There's always somebody beautiful online. So I think relationships on social media, I'm not sure, Sha. It's not. I don't think it's something. I don't think it's something really, really. But
Okay.
anything can
Bukola,
happen.
especially considering what Dio said, you know, there's this this saying, a bird as hand is different, is better than 1,000 somewhere. And where I'm going with this is, you know, that illusion of, let's say you are talking to somebody now. If you have that idea that look, there are a lot of people I can meet, it might influence how much effort, let me say, that you would put into what you have or what you like, what is close for you to have or something. Because when you check online, you probably see your mates that are dating a guy that is driving a G-Wagon, and then a guy that is driving a Legacy Benz is trying to say hi. You be like, well, we were calling, so there's always someone else because there's so many guys online. Do you think this plays a role in us being able to create sustainable relationships amongst ourselves, whether it is for dating or for friendship? That illusion that there's always somebody better, there's always a chance to meet someone else.
Okay, so for me, it's not like that though. Me, I don't know about others, but I just feel like maybe because people don't like to go out and like do the actual networking, like the physical networking now. Because of course, I mean, you could be in your room and your husband will just slid into your DM. Do you understand? Or maybe your next friend or something. Because we don't like to go out. Me like this, I don't really like to like go out and all like that. So I don't even know where the husband will come and meet me.
As you are, you don't like to go out.
Me as we are like this now. So to an extent, I'm going to agree with what you said because of what we are seeing online, right? So there's always this illusion that there is somebody better Like there could be somebody better. That's why even in relationships now, people will just be like, "Oh, if this one is already stressing me too much like this, I'll just leave this relationship. I'll just move on because I'm a hot girl. I'm a hot cake. So there's only somebody that will
I have 2,000 likes on TikTok. I have 5,000 likes on Instagram.
I
Do
think
you
we are
get?
finding a
Do you
common
get?
ground now. Right?
So, like,
Common ground.
period. You cannot come and tell me nonsense. You are not the only person we don't want to put in any
Other
extra
people
work.
appreciate me. What do you mean?
We just want the soft life. So any little stress like this, we are already disappear. We are shouting mental health, this or that one. So
That mental health is the motto of the Gen Z generation.
mental health is at stake.
Okay, Beatrice, I'm going to bring you in at this point. Look, on a personal note for you, are you on the side of social media is a good place? I've met a couple of guys that I like, or it's still the same story of, well, if you don't want to get served breakfast, that is on one side. On the other side is, as a lady, have you ever felt that way, that maybe because of the amount of people that are sliding into your DM, you raise your standard to match up with that status that social media has given you, to say, I don't want this one, I don't want this one, I don't want to talk to this one?
Okay. So, meeting somebody online or meeting people online is not really my thing, because I'm like a ghost on social media. I'm there today and
Our
tomorrow I'm
social
not.
media manager is a ghost on social media.
Tomorrow I'm not there.
To me, that's an ethical dilemma.
Exactly.
The thing about me is, yeah, I'm always on social media, but I'm not like, I don't respond to messages. I hardly post. I don't, but then I am there. I'm seeing what is going on. So meeting people on social media is zero for me. There's no way I can even meet people and start conversations and start friendships or a relationship. Is future impossible thing. So what I just do on social media is, and what has helped me a lot is, number one, business, and number two, learning some things from some people. Like there are some people that I follow that I have learned a lot. It has helped my career. It has helped me build my personality. That was why I said the thing about social media affecting this generation positively or negatively, it's like 50-50, because I feel like it is what you want to pick, you will pick. That's just the truth. The help social media has rendered to me as a person is like a lot more than the harm. I can't even think of any harm right now. So
okay, outside social media, is there anything that that you put into consideration when you want to, say, even meet people that maybe directly or indirectly was influenced by social media?
okay, maybe a few, yes, because like I said, I follow some pages that like I learned some things from. So
Things like women empowerment and things like that.
yeah, there's some things that I will not take from a person normally, because of course, the first time I stumbled on it, I learned it from social media. So I think, yes, there are a few things that I will not, when you even approach myself, there's no way I would even like give attention to this person, because I already know, okay, there are some things that you've already done that just turned me off completely.
Red flag.
So exactly. So there's no way I'm going to pay mind to that kind of person. So I think yes. Well, I can't be specific right now. I think yes. Yeah.
Okay. Ade, I hope you're ready to come in now because I'm about to put you on the spot. As an experienced Agbawo in the game,
as idiot.
what are the pointers that you would give in terms of, okay, you're a Christian person, you want to meet somebody on social media, maybe not you particularly, but you want to just put out there as things that you'd assume can work. You want to get the attention of somebody that you happen to meet on social media. What are the first things that you think you would do to get that person's attention?
Okay. First thing first, it has been a wonderful time listening to everybody. And second thing here is, in regards to the question, the fact that it's coming on the basis of Christendom makes it a bit constrained because we'll be looking at values. And for sure, we know social media is just facade. It will be originality. In reality, we can't paint a full picture of anybody's identity through social media. So it becomes more difficult for me to know for sure who a person is through social media. Even if we are just chatting on WhatsApp, if we never see real life before, if we don't have that one-on-one time, if we don't get to hang out, people with the hang out gone till tomorrow still never serve each other finish. So basically, I can't fully, not even, I can basically just say, oh, this person is a fun person due to so experience, because those are things that naturally build us up. There's this commonly known philosophy that all good in the world can be eradicated just by one bad.
Yeah.
So you can imagine basically if I get to meet somebody, I know somebody through a social media platform, and then because my values are not properly portrayed or are not totally known, I get to do something tomorrow and the person is like, no, that's a red flag. That's really bad. And in reality, it didn't come off as a red flag. It's more like a one-time mistake or a one-time issue. So when it comes to social media in its real essence, we can't truly, we can't have that full access to the other being's capacity or intentions.
Enough to be
All we
able
are
to
just
make a
doing is
judgment.
all we are just having is a social media play. I can sharing. We are just having for. We are painting images by ourselves.
They play, just they play.
Just they play. You get it. Just they play.
Okay, Beatrice, you want to say something?
Okay, yes, I wanted to add that people say this thing, and I don't know if it has registered in some people's heads that most of the things you see on social media is fake. Like sometimes it's very difficult to sieve between the truth and the lies. Like it's very difficult. Or I want to bring it to the part of relationships that you mentioned earlier. Like Bella Naija is a living testimony that good relationships come out of social media.
Social media.
Just like, I don't know why my talk keeps going back to this, but then just like I said from the beginning, there is like the good influence in social media, and then there is the bad one. Just like we can't really tell who a person is just from speaking to them on social media. There are still like real original people out there that when you speak to them, they're just plain, they're just open. That is how we find like good relationships that come like nice testimonies on Bella Niger. But also there are the bad ones, and so we just have to, I don't know, maybe be careful out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think generally, just like Ade said, one bad thing can spoil a lot of good things, and bad news moves faster than good news. Sometimes you see more people interacting with gist lover. Hey, you see more people interacting with gist lovers post about a scandal than the number of people interacting with a Bella Nigeria post about a wedding or a love story, because people like to know about scandals and know about. So I guess it is true, we cannot dispute the fact that there's enough evidence online to show that there are people that have had real connections and they've made something good out of it. Bukola, I want to bring you in as a round up on this conversation now. You talked about your online community. You talked about the fact that, thank God for social media, that has become possible. So tell us a little bit about your online community and how did it come about? What do you guys do? Is it like a support group, or is this something that it's just for gisting? Is it different genders that are there, male, female, or is it just Gen Zs? Or can Ade and Afiz and Dayo join? Or what's the membership fee? So just give us the gist about it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I've had like an amazing time so far. I really appreciate it. So, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Bukola Iwebaju, and I'm a creative director of a fashion brand called The Sisters Place. So, I'm popularly called Bukola of TSP. So, the TSP there is The Sisters Place, and I'm also a content creator. I'm a lot of things, Sha, but let's just leave it at that. So, for my online community, I have a community of different genders on WhatsApp. Yes. So they're called the TSP lovers. And what I do is, I forgot to mention that I'm also a customer service expert. So I train people in customer service, how to properly relate with their customers as a vendor, or just, because customer service is life, right? You have to be
Yeah.
able to know how to relate with people. So what's the community about? It's just about, there are lots of people there, like different genders, right? Ranging from different ages, but I would say I have more young people on there, people that are on the quest for knowledge when it comes to business, building a global brand. Because I just launched my business hub as well, where I'm training people to build extraordinary brands. So with the knowledge that I have in business, because I've been in business for like 4 years now, so it's just a community of young people that are on a quest for knowledge. So what we do is we have different activities that we do every day. So we post memes, we talk about God, we talk about life in general. And of recent, some of my community members have also come up with an initiative to train other community members, just to empower them. We've had people donate business courses, we've had people donate skills, crocheting, air importation, just different things. But it's just a whole lot of vibes on there, Sha. Interesting things. So yes, everybody can join us. Yes, and it's just always fun and vibes and good things, value upon value. Yes,
Okay.
that's what it's about.
That's awesome. So, are you taking in more members? Are you still open to have more members join you guys?
Yes, of course, we are open to that. I mean, the new initiative is something that I want to be doing like every two months, just to bring in more people that would need training on different things. So yeah, and I'm open to collaborations as well. I'm open to just good stuff to just impact lives generally. I'm very big on purpose and impacting lives. So yeah, that's what I do.
All right, that's awesome. We would be sure to include your information on the post, so that people that listen to this will be able to connect with you, and I'm sure they would benefit one way or the other from being part of your community.
Thank you
Especially
so much.
since you train people. I'm sure you would also help them avoid things like what I ordered, what I got, and all those situations like that we find online. Dayo, you have a final remark?
If you train people on how to get or where to get cheap fuel, I'll be in, please.
Okay.
I will look into that.
So maybe you should update your syllabus. Somebody wants to join for how to get cheap petrol. It's better government that will come and carry all of you.
I will look into that. Don't worry.
Okay, I'll be ready for you.
Dayo, you want to say something?
Okay, I just want to be clear. Just to be clear, I am not condemning social media, and even my pros and cons, if I'm supposed to base it on a ratio on 100, I think it should be 60-40. Social media is good. Social media is useful. Social media has created job opportunities, employment opportunities. People meet on social media. It's a very good place to network also. But I just have my own personal reservations, you understand? So, and also you can also meet your husband on social media. Anything can happen. That's just there are no rules to life.
There's this Yoruba saying that Ọlọ́run ló mọkọ ìyàwó ojú ọ̀nà. In these days, it's Ọlọ́run ló mọkọ ìyàwó social media. You don't know, you might jam somebody. BTC, you want to say something?
Please, Bukola is single. Oh.
Why did you put that out like that?
Beatrice, what is this? What secret that I told you? Now, wow.
You see, that's what we are saying. Social media, friends, they'll just put you out there like that.
One of those things. So I just had to, just chip it.
Okay, maybe we should make it official then. Okay, there's this lady now. Her name is Bukola Ewebajo. She's an entrepreneur. She, I don't know her age. If you want to know her age, slide into her DM. We'll tag her Instagram, Andrew. But please come correct.
If you want a number, send me a DM.
We want a Bella Niger story, please.
Please, I don't want social media.
It will also be nice if the story starts with So one day I was on Street Yarns podcast. I was just doing my
Podcast, I'm telling you.
Biggest score.
Ade, do you have any closing remark?
No, it's been fun actually. We're good, bro.
Okay, and Afiz, how about you?
Well, I enjoy being here tonight too, just like always.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining me today. It's been a wonderful time. Bukola, thank you so much for joining us. We enjoyed your insights, and honestly, we would be looking forward to having you on again when we discuss some other topics. I hope you'll be able to grace us with your presence another time.
The pleasure will always be mine. I mean, I enjoyed the whole conversation.
Beatrice, thank you for coming online too. I know you work a lot. You work very hard for us behind the scenes, but I dragged you that you must be here today. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You the other guys, I'm not going to thank you because you guys are already staff on this podcast.
Staff, no.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
So, but notwithstanding, thank you guys. Thank you all for your time. Thank you, our listeners. We hope you enjoyed this episode today, and we hope you also like our posts, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us across all platforms. Till next time, I remain your boy Adebayo.